That'll put you on a list, folks.
Dong.
Somebody hits a bell somewhere, and then the organ comes in
organist.
hard.
So, Jesus Christ! You ever hear? You ever
People are drooling.
You ever hear? It's so good. The whole congregation is having one big seizure.
Mm-hmm.
You can now hear your favorite hymnals played on the monster truck. Yep. Well, my cousin plays the violin. I play the grip. It's like the dog version of Jingle Bells.
Imagine hearing the Holy Spirit forever and ever. But it's just Gravedigger. Well, then he jumps 8 school buses. Yeah.
Hold that note.
Yeah.
Hold that note.
There's some 340-pound guy with his shirt off in the background.
Yeah.
Go
That guy's seeing Jesus.
Yeah.
That's how you get.
That might be.
Talking about
Jesus.
coming in the name of the Lord.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, sister?
Wish I didn't, because I was already picturing that guy.
Dude,
now.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. Did you know that one of the symptoms of the curse, the Curse of the Black Pearl, their symptoms are anything they eat turns to ash in their mouth. Obviously, they turn into skeletons in the moonlight.
I didn't know that about their eating. Is this said in the movie?
Yeah, he says it. This is when
he's explaining how bad.
Yeah, when he's
Jack
explaining.
doesn't know. When
he's
Captain Barbossa is explaining it to Jack.
No, when Captain Barbossa is explaining it to Elizabeth Swann, I think maybe right before she learns that they're skeletons.
Okay.
Yes, it's right before she learns that they're skeletons.
When they're in the
captain's quarters.
And she runs out and they're all mopping the
exactly. Yes. Because he's watching her eat this big feast.
He's not eating.
He's so the food.
No, he's eating an apple. He bites an apple.
He does bite an apple, but he's watching her eat they got a whole pig roasted.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't.
Yeah, he eats the apple out of the pig's mouth.
It's the ash. It's the ash.
Ash, grass.
Food turns
to gas.
Ash, grass, or gas.
Yeah.
It's the ash. Food turns to ash in their mouths. There's one other thing, but there's a skeleton thing. There's something else. Maybe it's like they can't get. Maybe it's just they can't get drunk. Because he says, I think it's he can't get drunk.
Well, because he.
And it just goes right through him.
Yeah.
That'll do it. But
I did that pretty good, by the way. That was a good.
That was a great glug.
And it was like he does that. He pulls the cork out.
Man, no.
Spits it and then just.
In the old 40s radio days, you would have been a star.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You could have had a show all yourself. The fourth symptom is you can't come. You can't ejaculate.
That you made that up.
No, they say it in like a Disney way, but that is a symptom. See, I was just thinking about if we could put some kind of song together to play when Matthew does a fact check on his phone. Matthew's fact checking it out. But it'd have to be longer than that because obviously he's still checking. What are the symptoms? And also, do you call them symptoms if it's like a curse? The effects of the curse? What do you got? So he says all the pleasurable company.
So you're kind of no. So immortality and a form of living death,
which is skeletons.
Yeah, well no, because you can't die when you're not a skeleton either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Transformation into a skeleton in moonlight, inability to feel or taste.
Oh yeah. Can't feel like the wind on you.
Yeah.
And nothing like that.
Enhanced vulnerability in skeletal form. So while in skeletal form, vulnerable to physical damage, that their bones
take
break
a rib off
yeah.
or something.
The ship surrounded in mist is considered a symptom. It's a supernatural fog. And then persistent hunger, thirst, and sexual frustration is listed. So despite their inability to feel pleasure, they are plagued by the tormenting sensation of extreme dehydration, starvation, and unquenchable urges. So I don't know if that's saying they can't, but it's saying they don't feel anything. So they might still be able to. Yeah, no, I mean you were.
I mean, the way he says
yeah.
it in the movie is that all the pleasurable company
Can't bust
in
a
the world. Direct quote from Captain Barbossa in the movie. That was the tagline of the movie for a while. There, you know how they're always like. So there's been like 5 Pirates of the Caribbean movies now, and every time they do a new movie, they add something different to the ride. You know, like they had the mermaids in the water for a little while. They obviously have Jack Sparrow animatronic now.
I can't
they
choke
used
my
to have,
chicken.
They used to have like
Yeah.
this in the Orlando, at least like a thing of mist come down. And they would project stuff on it. And that, for a while it was Barbossa being like, turn back now or you'll never bust again. Dead men bust no nuts. Emily, episode title.
Shirts.
Oh my
Print
God.
shirts.
What is this?
Print the
This is the
shirts right
fastest episode title that we've ever gotten to. Dead men bust no nuts. I mean, this is like, we've been talking for 30 seconds.
Fuck.
Jesus Christ.
You know that sound they've been looking for? I think you just found it. We should call Disney about.
I love you
something
too.
there.
Let's get out of here. Thanks, folks.
Dude, no, that's listen. A lot of shit that I say, that you say, sorry, nothing that I say, but a lot of shit that you say is dumb. That was comedic genius.
Well, every
You nailed that one.
every 100 episodes, I'm due for
Every
one.
blind nut finds a squirrel every once in a while.
Yeah, you nailed it. Pretty good. Pretty good. You got something you need to say? Get off your chest.
I do. I'm gonna derail where we're headed, which is
forget about it.
greatness. But
It's
I'm gonna
already-
bring us in the opposite direction, which is the nobody gives a fuck direction. I have big personal news. I'm going to the dentist tomorrow morning.
You're gonna see the man himself, King of Kings.
No,
Oh, but you are gonna see one of them.
no.
One of them. Well, you're going to a different.
Gotta go to a different dentist, man. It's the way the insurance world works. These
Okay,
days.
insurance. I get that.
And I'm gonna say out loud a personal. This is trust tree. We're gonna trust tree this.
Okay.
I don't admit this. There's only maybe one other person in the world that knows this. Is my girlfriend. I've been at the dentist since before COVID.
Yeah.
So we're looking 5 years no dentist.
Yeah. Let me see.
No, they're all still there.
Let me see. They look good. They look fine. Too.
I am very anal about my oral hygiene.
I have no doubt. Anal about your oral, aren't we all?
Anal about,
Shouldn't
anal
we
about
all?
my
Shouldn't
oral,
we all
baby.
be so
I'm
lucky?
anal about my oral.
Your episode title, Emily.
But I hate the dentist notoriously. Like I just don't poke. I don't like people poking and prodding. I don't like to be poked and prodded, and that's legit what the dentist is. And I'm very, very nervous about having a new dentist for a lot of reasons. One, I think some dentists run scams, and they're just like, yeah, you got 14 cavities, but you don't. I've heard this happen to people where they go to the dentist, and the dentist is like, yeah, you have 12 cavities, and then they're like, really? I don't. My teeth feel fine. They go to another dentist, and they're like, yeah, maybe you have one. You have one starting. We'll clean it up for you, but you don't got 12. So I don't know if there's, because I feel like there's no
dental
gray,
regulation.
no gray area for you either have a cavity or you don't. So, you go to you get two opinions, and one of them says you got 12. One of them says you got none. Somebody's yanking your chain. So I'm a little bit nervous about that. I don't want the dentist to pull a fast one. I'm a little bit nervous just about like that scrapey hook.
The scrapey hook.
Not excited about the scrapey hook.
Yeah.
And I used to have a permanent retainer.
Oh,
In
really?
the bottom, behind my teeth
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
bottom. And that broke off a little while ago. But the concrete that held it on is still there.
Oh my God.
So I feel like I'm going to have to address that to them. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think they're going to be like,
thing to let
dude, you
them
got,
know.
it's Plaque City back here. I'm like, no, that's cement.
Well, I think they'll know the difference between plaque and retainer stuff.
I
But
don't
that's
know.
also something that you might have to hit up an orthodontist for to get that
I
removed.
feel like they just pull out the Dremel.
The what?
The Dremel. The zzz, it like shaves
Yeah,
stuff
I got
down,
you.
know?
But at the
Oh, they got
orthodontist,
Dremels.
they'll have like a thing that melts it or whatever and gets it off of there the right way.
Dude,
God.
I
Oh.
don't think so. I mean, to put this into perspective, I probably got my braces off when I was 16 years old.
Wow.
So I was 11. This has been 11. This glue's been there for 11 years.
Yeah, you definitely should have gone to see like that. That's something that should not have been unattended for over a decade.
I think it's just part of my teeth now, which I'm cool with.
Yeah.
But again, like that's a point. I'm nervous about that conversation.
I mean, the dentist. Look, man.
Like, here's what I want to walk in. As I said to you, I said, let's trust tree this. I want to walk in and be like, to this dentist, be like, hey, trust tree, we're not passing any judgment, anything like that. Because from what I now know about getting a new dentist, because I only had one dentist my whole life before this, there was no, I feel like when you get a new doctor, you have to do like a consult, you know?
Yeah, sure.
I think I'm walking in there just getting a cleaning.
Yeah.
And I want to be like, hey, I don't really want to hear what you have to say. I need to check a box. I'm going to the dentist again. I'm a functioning member of society. Do you go once a year? Twice a year?
Every 6 months, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to start checking this box once every 6 months.
Yeah.
Just do your thing and let me get out of here.
Like,
I don't want to get like, listen, I brush my teeth vigorously, like a real brush 3 times a day. And there's probably at least 2 other brushes.
3 times a day?
Yeah.
You brush your teeth after lunch?
Yeah, I have
in
toothbrush,
like the office
toothpaste. Yeah, I
bathroom?
do, depending on what I eat. If I don't eat anything crazy or if I don't eat lunch, I brush them right when I get home. And then again before bed.
Mm-hmm.
And then anytime I eat anything, I always brush my teeth. But that's not always like a true brush. That's like a quick brush. So like most days, I would say I'm picking up my toothbrush 5 times a day, which I feel like is pretty
That's
good
That's
numbers.
a lot. You know you can overbrush.
Maybe I'm overbrushing. And then also twice a day, I'm hitting the mouthwash.
Nice. Pro-enamel mouthwash? Enamel-saving mouthwash?
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, it is enamel saving. It's not Pro-enamel brand. I'm not made of money out here. I go Topps brand. But what I don't do is floss.
Nothing at all?
Yeah.
Not a pick or like a, one of.
Because I brush my teeth after I eat every time.
I don't know, man. Flossing is important.
No, I know. I need to get. I picked it up. I did a stint. I did like a month and a half.
Everybody flosses for a while.
But like that's my thing is I know. So knowing that I don't floss, I know they're probably gonna be. It's gonna be stabby. It's not gonna be super comfortable.
Right.
Here's my thing. I don't want to be like I don't want a lecture. You know.
Yeah, well, that's gonna depend on the dentist, and you know what? If
well, that's kind of what that's like trust tree. Like, hey, dude, I'm here to check a box. I do want to take care of my. I know they say like teeth and gum health is very important for like,
living.
Yeah, like heart health and long life. So like, hey, I'm getting back into it. You got to ease me back in. You don't put me out there to pitch 7 innings right after I come off Tommy John. I mean, play some spring ball, go down to the minors for a little bit, pitch a couple innings down there, get back in the swing of things. Like, just come in, get the scrape. Oh, dude, I'm already tweaking about the scrapey thing. Get the scrapey thing out there a little bit. Hit the toothpaste brush thing. Let me spit a couple times, and then get me out of there.
Yeah, man.
I'm not looking to go from my current teeth to looking like I got a set of veneers in one dental appointment. And that's all.
Well, I hope you've got the right dentist for the job.
Probably
and you can
don't.
always switch.
I don't think I have very good dental insurance.
Whatever.
I'm not sure. Maybe I do. My folks over at MetLife. That's who. That's.
I think they're pretty good from what I understand, which is
well, they're good at some things. I just don't know. I'm not saying MetLife has bad. I don't know if my dental plan is the one that,
Look,
I had to search for a dentist. I mean, there was some around. There's one place I found. Called them like 3 times. Never called me back. And their phone was not. Didn't matter what time I called them at. Voicemail. Like nobody was answering the phones.
Dang.
So the one day I left the office and there's a dentist place, by my house. And I just walked in. And I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" I need a new dentist. Are you guys taking people that need new dentists? And it really threw them off because they were like, well, for like appointments, like, and I'm like, yeah, no, I wasn't walking in looking like, hey, give me a scrub right now. Like I'm here to schedule something. And scheduled it for like mid-September. Got a text yesterday. Hey, I just had some appointments open up. Can you come in Wednesday or Thursday? Like, what times you got? Like, I got a bunch of times in the afternoon Wednesday. They got an 8 a.m. Thursday. I'm like, I'll take the 8 a.m. Thursday. They're like, okay, sounds good. Like, I responded, and I was like, fuck, why did I respond? It's probably like an automated thing. No, I was just talking to a person. So I don't know if that's my hygienist's cell phone number.
I don't know, man. They probably have something.
Can I ask you what?
Sure.
Based off of what I've told you, what's the better scenario? I walk in and it's like an old guy, or I walk in and it's like somebody that looks fresh out of college?
Oh, that's a tough one. You got to pick between the two. I would say
I don't think there is there's not many in between dentists. Like, well, there is.
Never seen an in between dentist.
There is. I don't know. What do you think?
I would say hedge your bets with the old guy because
he probably knows like people don't give a fuck.
That's
Just
the
get
thing.
him in and out.
He's seen it all. He's been around.
Fresh
he knows
blood
how
might
to
try to.
Yeah, it might be. They might have some kind of stick up their ass, some kind of wild hair that'd be like,
or they want to really preach.
Yeah, they want to preach
to
dentistry.
This guy knows that I'm walking in there just not giving a flying fadoon.
Yeah, something like that.
So I'm hoping old guy.
Look, going to the dentist.
But I also
it's
feel like
a
an
huge
old
fear for
guy.
people, but
yeah, I don't like the dentist.
this is why you got to hedge your bets.
I also feel like the old guy though. This goes twofold. The old guys obviously has much more practice, but I feel like they don't give a fuck sometimes. Like they'll just get in there and start stabbing. The young person might accidentally stab, but I think they're generally maybe trying to be a little bit more
Look,
light-handed.
there's pros and cons. There's pros and cons to each. This is why
I don't know that I need a heavy-handed dentist. Because the problem is if I walk in there and shit goes south quick, they might never see me again.
which is also acceptable.
No, I mean
You got to do that.
any dentist.
Oh, yeah, that's a tough
Like
one.
this is and that's the other thing. I don't want to put that much pressure on this person and be like, hey,
Well, you don't have to tell them.
I think I do. Or don't I? Like, that's again, it's
Or
not a
don't I?
consult. So, like, I feel like if you go to a doctor's office, I could be like, hey, you know, this is what's going on. I feel like I'm just walking in there tomorrow and they're just tipping that chair back and just, they're going to be like, hey, you're supposed to have more teeth. I'm like, no, I know I'm short a few. Like, don't worry about it. Like, are they going to ask me those questions? Like, hey, how many teeth do you have? Because, like, is that something I should bring up? Like, hey, just so you know, when you start looking in there, I don't have as many teeth as the most,
but also,
as the average person.
There's a lot of, like...
Same with the concrete. I bring up the concrete. Andy, I made this appointment like a month ago.
Yeah.
Like, sometime mid-July. I was supposed to have till September to figure all these things out.
But you would have been in the same position. Come on, let's face it.
Yeah, but again, no, my future self would have been in this position.
I would say if you're that concerned about the concrete, if it's going to make you feel better to bring it up, the doctor's not going to care whether you bring it up or not. Same with the as far as your number of teeth, it'd be crazy if they to be able to look
like,
at a person's mouth and tell like right away. That's a fascinating skill.
I
don't
feel
know.
like dentists, like the first thing to do is like they're counting to 32, right? You're supposed to have 32.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the first thing.
I think they're instantly checking to make sure you have 32.
You can. Why not send your dental records?
See, okay, so
that's
this,
what's supposed to happen.
But again, that was never there was nothing was ever asked of me. I was just like, hey, I need a new dentist, and they're like, yeah, we're taking on new people.
Well, maybe they'll
You
wait.
want an appointment? I'm like, yeah. They're like, what's your insurance? I gave them the do. They typed it in. They're like, all right, I got September 16th.
Well, perhaps that'll get covered at this first
maybe
thing.
maybe they'll bring it up.
So
yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, so is it? I'm in my head. The only thing I need is a cleaning, but I do feel like there should be some type of consult beforehand. Because again, my appointment's at 8 a.m. tomorrow. At this point, nobody's getting my dental records before that appointment. They didn't ask me who was your old dentist. And honestly, my old dentist probably fucking burned the records. Because, dude, after COVID, I probably have the most career no shows to a dentist office in history.
Yeah, that's a brutal one. They do not like that. Because the first time I went back to the dentist after I started going, when I started going regularly, they waited until they had the claws in my mouth to be like, "Been a while since we seen you. Last time you had an appointment, you didn't show up."
Yeah. Well, and
I
the
was
problem
like,
was our
"Oh,
old
well."
dentist was a kind of a family friend.
Yeah.
Like the person that
Yeah.
and she would call me specifically.
Yeah.
Not give me a choice. Like, hey, I made you an appointment.
Because she's
And I
worried
would-
about your teeth.
And I would kind of be like, yeah, if I can make it. I don't like the dentist, dude, and I'm
Nobody
trying
likes
to be.
the dentist.
No, I don't think that's. But okay, but not everybody hates the dentist.
I love the dentist.
See, that's some weird serial killer type shit, dude. Emily, I know a guy. His name's Agent Hotchner. You're gonna have to sit down with him.
I've had the same dentist since I was had teeth.
Yeah.
So I've been seeing the same man for
I even
20 years.
see.
He's cool.
Why do you like the dentist, though? Because of him?
Yeah,
You
kind of
like feeling clean teeth.
He's I do like feeling clean teeth. He's chill. Usually as a kid it would mean I would get to go to school like an hour late.
Right.
So, and he was, he calls me sweetie. It's really endearing.
I wish my dentist called me sweetie.
You ever get Novocaine?
Of course.
I'll usually just do my fillings without it. Like the couple times I've had it, he's like, my dentist will be very honest with me. He's like, look, this is tiny. It'll take 2 minutes. Do you want to just power
Dude.
through it, or would you rather have Novocaine? I'm like, I don't want a Novocaine needle in my mouth.
Oh
my
my God.
That's
And most of the time they don't hurt at all,
Oh,
because they're
okay.
so surface level.
Yeah.
I
Like
don't
sometimes I'll feel a
like-
twinge, but
I've only had one.
Novocaine is worse.
I've only had one career calf, and I remember the Novocaine needle. I don't fuck with, and I don't mind shots or getting blood drawn. I actually don't think I mind the Novocaine needle, but again, not something I'm prepared for tomorrow. But they don't rip that right away, right? They're like, you got to come back and get caned up and
Yeah,
we'll
you'd
fill
probably
some
come
cavities. Yeah,
Look,
dude, I'm on
my
edge.
thing when I hear you. Listen, I'm an anxiety captain. I'm at the helm of the ship.
You're Cappy A.
I'm Cappy A, and I'll tell you, whenever I got to go to the dentist or pretty much any appointment that I get nervous about, I have a little trick that's called disassociating. I leave my body and I try and black out mentally. I can disassociate with the best of them. I'm as good as at disassociating as Vatican City altar boy. I mean, I can go in and just completely blank out, and I think it's because of that that laser eye thing that I got, the PRK, because they couldn't do the regular laser eye surgery.
I remember.
So they had to essentially, I had this procedure that felt like I was getting abducted by aliens, where at the end of it, my back was so tight that 3 grown men had to push me up off of the operating table because I couldn't do like a sit-up type thing myself. I couldn't move after it. So you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. And you know what? Since it's been so long, it probably won't be as bad as you think. And when you get out of there, you'll be like, boom, every 6 months, not a problem.
Yeah, no, I'm going. Tomorrow's the start of a new journey for me.
Yeah.
By the time people are listening to this, I could be a new man. I could be like, hey, dentist was awesome. I'm not
Yep.
gonna, there's 0%.
You'll already
chance
have your
I'll say
mouth full of fingers by the time this is out.
that. Hell yeah, brother. Just the way I like it. It's like, I hate being poked and prodded.
Folks, I hate to say it, but we're in the back half of summer. So if you're trying to throw that big summer shindig that you've been looking forward to, now is the time. But with everything else you got on your plate, how are you supposed to get everything ready? Good news is you can use Instacart and take so many things off your to-do list, because you can get not just groceries, but also some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your front door in as little as 1 hour when you use Instacart. Personally speaking, I use it for my groceries. I get my groceries delivered, and my God, it's so nice, especially when you've got a group of people coming over, because people are coming over. You gotta clean this, you gotta sweep that, whatever. You have so many things on your to-do list, and when you can just order your groceries, you don't have to worry about that, and you can keep knocking things off the chore list that you need to have done while somebody else brings all the stuff you're looking for right to you. But the best part is right now, Two in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $10 or more. All you have to do to get that deal is hit the link in this episode description. Make the most of the remaining days of summer and start using Instacart today. Folks, it's happened to me before, many times in fact, where I've wanted to support an organization or even a podcast, and I want to buy some of their merch. So I go to their little Instagram bio, pick out a shirt, it comes, I put it on, and it feels disgusting. It's that Gildan brand. It's got that weird, like, stamp press. I don't know how to describe, but, like, the gross, like, rubbery logo on it. The damn shirt fits like a cardboard box. You try to wash it, it shrinks. One of our main goals was to completely avoid that, completely get rid of that as even a possibility. And I'm happy to say we have been successful, because when you check out the merch that we have got over at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com, you're getting top quality shirts, hoodies, slides, bucket hats, not backpacks, fanny packs, even better than backpacks, pint glasses, mugs, all kinds of great stuff. Right at your fingertips, and it helps support the show. So don't even take my word for it. Don't worry about that. Just go see for yourself. Again, hit the link in this episode description and check it out at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. And if you're interested in advertising on this show, you can email us at snackspotsports@gmail.com for details on how you can start reaching thousands of listeners in the Buffalo area and beyond. You know, podcast advertising, it's carved out its own major chunk of all media advertising now. You have like every car company advertising on podcasts. You have McDonald's advertising on podcasts, State Farm. These are companies that have massive ad budgets. Some of the largest, most expensive, most successful commercials that air on television and air on the Super Bowl and things like that. They're moving into the podcast space because of how effective it is, which is really cool to see them move away from, you know, the more traditional media to something a little more accessible like podcasting. The problem is there hasn't really been any room for smaller or local businesses to get in on that, to get their own piece of the pie, to see those benefits. But that is what we are here for. So again, if you're interested in learning about all those benefits to podcast advertising, why these big companies have started getting into it, hit us up, reach out, email us at snackspotsports@gmail.com. I just binged a television show.
What show?
Well, I'll tell you. I haven't binged a show in a long-ass time. I was like, this show, I'm binging it. I think I finished it in like 2 weeks, maybe even less. But it was quick, too. HBO show from like the mid-2000s, late 2000s, called Deadwood.
Never heard of it.
Terrific program. It's like an Old West show. Deadwood is like the name of the town that like gets started out in the Old West. 3 seasons, 36 episodes, and a movie. Watched them all, banged it all out. Unbelievable. And I am fully seeped into the Old West. I'm committed now. I'm like, I'm watching a documentary that was on AMC. I started it, called...
About the show?
No, it's about the West.
Oh, just the West.
Just the West. I'm all in on the West now. People, bing, bang, boom, and all that stuff. Cowboy hats.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me. Thank
listen,
you, ma'am.
I can get down with
riding.
the West. So, what's the show? What's the show about?
The show's about the town Deadwood, which is starts at, it's
in
like
the West.
So what happens is, and this is historically accurate.
People go to the West and they start a town called Deadwood.
Exactly. No, but there's the Black Hills, which is like technically in
The West.
Dakota, in South Dakota. They found gold there.
Okay.
So a bunch of people went over. This is right after. This is a couple years after the Civil War, is when they found the gold. The show takes place, I think, 1876 was like the year that the show starts. But anyway, so they go. So a bunch of these tiny towns, camps essentially started to pop up, and Deadwood is this new fledgling camp, mining camp, where there's like no laws. So everybody's going there to find gold or like do fucked up shit. So this guy goes out there to start, who is he's a U.S. Marshal. He's like, I don't want to do that anymore. I quit. I'm going to start a hardware store in this new fledgling township. Try and get on the ground floor of this place. So he goes to Deadwood and starts building his business. Of course, in a lawless town, a bunch of lawless shit is going to happen. So all this crazy stuff is going down. You just boom, boom, murdering people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nothing. And it's kind of the story of like how the town grows and how the United States government comes in and is like, because technically speaking, that's like part of the United States, but they're not actually so part of the United States. So the government coming in and trying to get all these towns to like, they're trying to get these towns under their jurisdiction.
Yeah. So is Deadwood in South Dakota?
Not technically at first, because it's its own thing. So part of the show becomes,
but that's where geographically
yes.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
And I did just look at a map.
Okay.
Is South Dakota west?
From here, yeah.
But is it the west?
That was the west, man. Because the west was not like, because at this time, California and like Nevada and stuff already states, and obviously you have the East Coast states going on. So there was all this land in the middle that nobody officially from like the U.S. governments or U.S. citizens had. So a bunch of people like moved there for different reasons. So that was the West is actually like pretty central.
Yeah.
But like when you think of like Cowboys
central.
Old West, that's like the middle of the country actually.
Yes, the Wild West.
The Wild West.
I guess
the Wild
I
Middle
never
is not as
well.
interesting
I was gonna say I guess I never. When people say the Wild West, I never associated it with
Dakota.
Well, no, I did. I knew geographically where it was. I never associated it with the actual like West Coast.
Right.
It's not like, oh, the Wild West. Like it's
just
the Wild West
cowboys
out there.
surfing.
Yeah, like I didn't. To me, West was just an added-on word there, not directional.
Yeah.
Term.
Which is pretty much what it was.
But it was a directional term because it was the West.
Wow.
I know I'm fixated on the whole West thing, but you were saying you're
I
into
get
the
it.
West, and
I
really
get
you're
it.
into the Central.
You're into the Central, but you can't say that because it's not as exciting. Manifest destiny, dude. You got to get the people out there. So I'm thinking, you know how like when people get old, when people get like become dads, you know, a lot of them like get obsessed with World War II. Like
Yep.
they have something. I
Mhm.
think the Old
Mhm.
West is what mine is gonna be.
Okay,
I think I'm gonna be like,
you're already gearing up to be obsessed with the West.
I'm gearing up to be obsessed with the West, baby. Call me obsessed with the West.
Oh, my boy, obsessed with the
I'm
West.
preparing. I'm like Wyatt Earp, gold mining, cowboys, towns becoming towns. I'm in. Wagons.
I have something to say.
Mm-hmm.
When you were talking about the show and the history of it, I was actively listening. I already forgot all of it. And I'm saying that because I was genuinely interested, and I was like, I got to listen to this because I want to hear about the West. And then I kind of got fixated on the whole West thing when I looked up where South Dakota is, and the rest of the information was null and void to my brain.
That's all right. It's a good show, though. The guy, so the sheriff's kind of main antagonist, well, the guy who was the marshal, is this guy who was one of the first people. Shot the sheriff. Didn't shoot the deputy. There's this guy who, one of the first people to like come into this camp when it was starting, and he owns the saloon, which is like, you know, brothel, bar, all that stuff. And he's a bad fucking guy. So this guy, his name's Al
Capone.
Al Capone. His name's Al Schweringen.
Actually?
Yeah.
Okay. Real person or just show
Real
character?
person.
Okay.
Real person. But in the show, because he's played by Ian McShane, who, you know, in John Wick, the guy who like works at the hotel.
Black guy?
No, not the black guy. The guy I think who owns the hotel.
Yes.
That guy. That's the guy. Yeah, that guy.
Mhm.
So he plays Al, and his performance is amazing.
guy.
I'm talking like, I could see this, like, if you put this character, or at least this performance, in top 10, top 5 best TV performances of all time, maybe there's other people that could go there, but I wouldn't argue with it. So they kind of, you know,
That's a bad picture.
that's
of
a
him.
really bad picture of him. But they make him
This guy though. Oh, he was
Blackbeard on Stranger Tides, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Is
I
he
feel like that's
also,
not what you were thinking of, but he is.
No, I
that.
was thinking of oh, dude, the football movie.
You're
With
talking
Claw for that inch.
Air Bud. Air Bud 2, Golden Receiver. But he's terrific. But the guy played Al. So they kind of like, because the character's so good and is such a prominent part of the show, they get, you know, they kind of do that thing where he's a
No,
little bit of an anti-hero.
I was totally wrong. That was Al
It's not him.
Pacino. I thought it was Al Pacino, but then I was looking at that guy. I was like, maybe it's not. Maybe
He does kind of look like
he's
Al
got
Pacino.
some Al Pacino. in
That
him.
guy versus Al Pacino versus Al Pacino.
Yeah.
Al Pacino, by the way, also a character in Deadwood, heck of a guy. But that guy. But so I after I watched the show, because I didn't want to know anything about anything.
Yeah.
I looked up like what's true from the show and stuff. So this Al Schweringen guy, it was a real dude, and he in reality is like just one of the worst people, like big time murderer.
Mm-hmm.
Not just like human
Pillaged and
trafficker.
plundered.
Well, not so much pillage and plunders, but just like kidnapping women, forcing them to be prostitutes,
Yep.
and like taking all the money.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing, if you're a prostitute, it's like, well, it's not great, but at least I'm
Getting paid.
get paid something, and then you
Yeah.
know you have the pimp, so some of that's
You
got
get
to
a
go to them.
$1 bill.
You get a $1 bill.
Back in the day. Is that why you were watching 1,000 Ways to Die in the West the other
No,
day?
I think
'Cause
it was maybe the other way around.
You watched
I
that and you're
watched
like,
that
dude,
and I was
the
like-
West is kind of
The
cool.
West is all right, man.
The funniest part about that movie is, and again, I still have yet to see the whole thing, even though I've watched it 10 times. Like, I just saw the poop in the hat scene for the first time the other day. But I love that his buddy is engaged to the prostitute, and they're waiting for marriage.
Yeah.
And she's like, ooh, I have an appointment to do anal. And they're, like, all fired up because that's extra money.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
oh yeah, she's like, we can afford that
Yeah.
that thing on the new house or whatever.
Yep.
Yep.
But, yeah, that's all.
Yeah, in Deadwood, it's $5 to have. It's $2 for a hand job, $5 for sex, and $7 for anal sex. $2 extra. That's it. But I
feel
guess
like
I mean I don't know, because
$2 for a handy. The $3 gap there. It seems like they're either overcharging for
the money
So-
the money in Deadwood is something that I became too focused on, because obviously there's that part that I love in the movie Million Ways to Die in the West where the guy pulls out a dollar bill and everybody's like, holy shit, that's $1 because that's so much money. And there are things at Deadwood like, you know, shot of whiskey costs 50 cents, which again feels like a lot for shot of whiskey's 50 cents, but then this guy buys like a massive amount of land for $3,500. So I have no idea whether $2 is overpaying for a hand job. I can't figure it out. I'm staying
comparing
awake
that
at night
based off
doing
the fact that people are having sex for $5.
Takes a lot to get that extra $3.
Yeah, I guess
Maybe-
it's double the
but
cost. I guess it's double
It's
the
double
cost.
the cost.
Yeah.
It's double the cost.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
I
and
guess if you
it's-
look at it that way, and it's double the
right.
cost.
If
I
you
guess
break
that-
down the mathematics of it,
yeah.
you can see
How does
it's
that
not too
hold
bad.
up for inflation?
Oh gosh, I mean,
What's
I'm
the
not sure.
What's the cost? What's the current cost of a
Current
hand
cause of
job?
hand job. Emily, will you look that up?
Yeah.
Sorry, let's get it up on the big monitor here. How much does a current hand
That's
job
got to
cost?
be sexual harassment.
Oh God.
I will be reporting you to the state.
Yeah, report that to HR.
I'm moving. I'm
HR
moving.
is also
I
I'm
just put a
moving to
pair
the
of
Dakota
glasses on, and
territories.
I'm our HR department. Yeah.
We'll get one of the puppets from the puppet episode.
Yeah.
That's the HR department. I'm not actually looking this up.
No, please don't.
Yeah, I don't know. But man, it's a good show. So I
But-
think my old man obsession is going to be, because I thought about doing Civil War, but that seems like too much to get into.
I think
Old West is post Civil War, so you have a sprinkling of that, and then you get like some cool cowboy shit.
I think definitely will be. So you know that book, the George Washington book
Yeah.
that Uncle Jack was cited in, that our father used to always read.
Well, the George Washington, 1776.
Yeah.
See, I feel like every dad had it was like it's like the Bible in a hotel room.
Yeah.
Like just every bedroom that a dad sleeps in has that book in it.
I think that's my next evolution.
Like Revolutionary War.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with that book. My next evolution is I'm gonna come on the show and be like, dude, 5 chapters in, boy, do I have some bombs to drop on you.
See, this is one reason why I
You'd be like,
also
dude, you could have
think,
got that from McGraw Hill.
well, I also think that again, that's another reason why I think I'm going to pick the Old West as my old man hobby, because World War II, everybody already knows so much about it. Like even like the stuff they teach you in school, like there's a lot of units, a lot of classroom units spent on World War II.
Yeah.
Same with the American Revolution, if you're living in America.
Yeah.
And I feel like those World War II, I would put at number 1. A revolution, I would put it 2.
I disagree. If we're talking history,
Yeah, like history, old man obsessions.
dude. Oh, old man obsession. I thought you were talking about time spent in classroom.
No.
Because spent in classroom, World War II is definitely up there. I would say a close second, if not first, that is extremely irrelevant is the Incas, the Aztecs, and the Mayans. Like, you're spending...
Okay. Irrelevant to who?
Not
Because what about we're talking National Treasure Book of Secrets.
No,
here.
I know. But I'm saying, like, the amount of time that we spent learning about the Incas, the Aztecs, and the Mayans in school, every year you were doing...
Yeah. At least an Inca. At least
what's it called? Like a block.
a unit.
A unit. Every year you were doing a unit on the Incas, the Aztecs, and the Mayans.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. From K all the way to 12.
Well, they wanted it to stick
And
with
yeah, and I feel like a lot of what you were learning had to have been overlap, but I don't remember any of it. I probably didn't remember it year to year.
you. Yeah.
Like, they were never built. It wasn't like, hey, kindergarten, you're going to learn like the first bit about the Mayans, maybe or
We're gonna work our
sixth
way
grade. We're gonna
through-
start with the beginning of the Mayans. 7th grade, you're gonna take the next chunk of history from the Mayans. No, it was every year you did the whole cycle,
Yeah.
and somehow they'd find a way to drop in like different shit,
Yeah.
but it still never translated.
Yeah, I can't remember one thing about those cultures except that
And really-
one of them lived. I don't know even which one lived in like the sides of mountains. I'm gonna say Inca, and they had like some really cool ways of agriculture and stuff. That's nice. Inca, Mayan, and Aztec could be a good old man history obsession.
And also,
But-
I'd like to say, National Treasure 2 isn't really about that. Yes, they,
I was
I
just
guess
trying
in
to
theory,
get you.
built the City of Gold.
El
Or
Dorado.
yeah. But really it was more about how the government covered it up and how the British were trying to find it, and it was going to help them
Frickin'
take back
British.
over
Frickin' British.
when the Revolutionary War, even though it was already done,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. But in the National Treasure TV show, the Incans, the Mayans, and Aztecs are heavily featured.
Huge part of the show.
It's their coming out party, I would say.
You know,
and you want to know why they did that? Probably because it was a show based for children, and they were like, "Hey, they're probably in their Inca Maya Aztec unit right
let's
now."
See, the show's coming out in November. That's usually when most classrooms start their Inca unit. So
Yeah.
we better get that going.
Yeah.
Dude, best part of that show, the Elvis recording. Oh, I
play it backwards.
I got a message from singing bird.
Yeah.
Just
play
a
it
terrible.
backwards.
Like they picked up a guy off the street and like
But it
doing
made
Elvis
but-
impression.
But it made sense though because Elvis's relative,
No,
Elvis,
I
is
know.
Native American.
I know
That's why he wore the
rhinestones.
No,
Oh,
but I'm pretty sure his outfit was somewhat inspired by. I honestly, I might have totally made that up.
keep
which
digging,
might-
keep digging. No, what else was Elvis? Elvis was black.
No,
Elvis was
I
black,
know,
and he
I know,
invented
no.
rock and roll. You heard it here first. Matthew is looking something up. So this one we'll do different versions. So this one will be kind of like the homage to Elvis Presley. You ain't nothing but a guy looking
Yes,
stuff up.
dude. Yes, some of Elvis's iconic jumpsuits were inspired by Native American design elements. He incorporated Native American motifs, particularly those of the Cherokee Nation, into his stage costumes, reflecting his pride in his partial Cherokee heritage. Boom.
Let's see what number Elvis fact is that.
Boom. Get shit on. You tried to call me a racist.
Elvis fact number 44. Private Elvis Presley weighed 185 pounds at his induction into the Army. Soon he was down to 170 pounds with some new muscles. That's a fucking fact
Can
on
I
these
see those?
cards. Don't do anything bad with them.
I'm not gonna.
This is a full set of 66 Elvis trading cards.
I'm not gonna do anything with them.
All right.
I'm just gonna tell. You can kind of tell by the front picture, potentially what the fact is gonna be about. What do you think this picture about? Elvis had a 12-inch wrench.
Elvis.
Wait, dude, that's the one you just read.
No, it's not.
Oh no, this is the same thing. Elvis was big in stature. He stood 6 feet tall and weighed 230 pounds.
What the fuck? So hold on. So there's 66 cards, each one with a different fact. That's 66 different Elvis facts. 2 of them are about his weight. These are
Bought his first Cadillac in 1955.
These have got to be the worst. There's so many different packs of sets of Elvis trading cards. These have got to be the worst ones.
Elvis received the highest fee ever paid for a single guest performance on television. He appeared on the Frank Sinatra show for how much money do you think? Because I can tell you right now,
More or less than an Old West hand job?
more. Dude, also
$3.
it is crazy on every one of these cards. It says collect all 66 cards, and you have in
66?
order 1 through 66.
Well, I'm not going to not keep them in order. Don't fucking shuffle them. Don't shuffle them. Let's play.
Ain't nothing but a hound
Let's
dog.
play euchre. Let's play euchre with.
No.
Okay. MGM is the suit.
No.
Ooh, look at that. Grizzly
Yeah,
man.
that's one of the.
Elvis
it's-
the Grizzly Man.
He bought his first Cadillac, right?
His first
Yeah.
Cadillac. Yep. Oh boy, that's a bad picture.
Where are we going? We do need to do the Hoover in the week.
Yeah, we do that right now.
'Cause I don't remember where we were going.
Nowhere. No, we're going nowhere fast, baby. Down the highway.
Did you ever admit on air what you paid for that?
I think it was like $20, $25. Wasn't a lot. Might have been $10. I don't know. Wasn't much. Wasn't much for the full set. All right, I'll get these back into their case. God, you remember these cases for like sports card decks? I used to have a bunch of these with baseball cards in them.
Yes.
Can't beat that. All right. Let me remember what it is. Hold on. Got it. Okay. The Who Would Win of the Week this week is Jessica Day from New Girl versus Phoebe from Friends. Look,
Did anybody ever call her Phoebeus Maximus? Because they should have.
well, maybe we can retcon that.
Like Joey should have been like Phoebeus Maximus.
What's her fucking last name in the show? I keep wanting to say Phoebe Gates, but that's somebody else.
Buffet.
Phoebe Buffet. Thank you, Emily. Phoebe Buffet. Now, look, I'm not a fan of the show Friends, and I'm not here
No, I hate
to be
Friends.
accused of such.
I won't because I know where this is going, and I've already had the
However,
mental conundrum.
Phoebe is beating the fucking wheels off of Jessica Day.
So I think I couldn't agree with you more. I think Phoebe. I think if people were to be like, who's a character like Jessica Day, they would think Phoebe, which is probably how we got here today.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. Phoebe is actually a bitch, and she's tough.
She is tough.
I'm pretty sure she's a bitch.
Well, I don't know.
And, like,
Can't speak to that.
Like, I think people think because she's a little bit, like,
She's quirky.
whimsy or what's the...
She's quirky.
Like,
Quirky.
Yeah.
Whimsical.
Yeah. And, like, she's kind of like... and not dumb.
No, but
like...
Just
a bit of a
fancy-free.
space cadet at
Yeah,
times.
a little
Yeah, because
airheaded.
she's not a care in the world. She's living without a care in the world.
until you find out.
Exactly, until you find out. Where Jessica Day, people assume because of the quirkiness that they're similar, but actually Jessica Day is quirky in a different way. She's to a T, organized, knows, everything that's going on. And, like, not that, again, Phoebe's not intelligent, but she's very, like, intelligent in a lot of different ways. Where I think the difference comes in is I'm not going to go as far as to say as Phoebe is street smart, but Jessica Day is not street smart, and she is very, like, sheltered.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Jessica,
she cannot... Dude, Phoebe would quite literally beat the piss out of her.
Jessica Day is so sheltered. She's like a 30-year-old woman who tries to get her parents back together after they've been divorced for like 15 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Phoebe, her mom committed suicide. Phoebe, like, gets met. She was homeless for a while. Yeah. She reconnects with, like, her estranged brother. She... is the surrogate for her brother's triplets. Like,
and Jessica Day is
Phoebe's
the
gone through a
opposite
lot.
in the sense of, like, yeah, I know you made the point about their parents getting back together, but, like, Jessica Day's mom is, like, insanely, like,
Very
overbearing
hippy-dippy.
but free-spirited
Very
at the same
hippy-dippy.
time. Yeah, like, yeah.
And Jessica Day's just like a big crybaby.
Dude.
Like, one thing goes wrong with her, and it's like, it's everybody's fucking problem. Phoebe
I also
does not have that.
Here's my other thing too. I know this is how we start. Not only do I not like Friends, I think I particularly do not like Phoebe.
She's your least favorite of the Friends?
She's up there.
What, over Ross? You like Ross more than Phoebe?
I don't. Maybe I just don't. Maybe I've just tuned Ross out for long enough. But, like,
That'll
if
do
I
it.
do, in the past when I have been, forced, eyes taped open to watch an episode of Friends, like, Phoebe to me, I don't like her. And maybe it's because she's kind of the oddball. Because, like, you got Ross and...
Chandler?
No, what's the other girl's
Rachel.
name? Rachel. You got Monica and Chandler. And then Joey's Joey, so Joey's good on his own.
Yep.
Then you got Phoebe. And I still haven't figured out how Phoebe fits into the whole group because I don't watch the show enough. And I think maybe Phoebe still hasn't figured that out.
Phoebe, if I may, is like the Velma of the Friends crew, where I think that everyone she's hanging out with, because she is the oddball in that group, but I think if you do break down the personalities of that group, they are all, people talk about Seinfeld as being a show about where the characters are just like terrible people. The Friends are fucking assholes, every single one of them. And Phoebe is the only one, seems to me, to not be a complete self-centered total asshole, the way that Ross absolutely is, the way that Chandler can't help himself but be. Fucking Rachel and Monica both, same situation. And then, of course, Joey. You can't hate on Joey. I mean, he's doing his fucking thing.
Yeah, I'm taking Phoebe. I think
Of
Phoebe beats the
course,
wheels
Phoebe.
off Jessica Day.
Jessica Day, my God.
Full bias.
Full bias.
Full bias.
Faux bias. Faux bias. Faux bias buffet.
Phoebe is Maximus.
Phoebe is Maximus, Queen of Queens.
Lock that in. Clean sweep for Phoebe over Jessica Day. Vote on that on Friday on Instagram. Who would win of the week? Andy. Closing thoughts.
Who do you have on your shirt?
This? Keith Yandel.
Is that like vintage or made to look vintage?
Made to look vintage.
Okay. So is he still out there?
Keith Yandel is not still out there.
All right.
Keith Yandel, member of. Oh, dude, I'll say this because this kind of. Keith Yandel, member of the Spit and Chicklets podcast.
Son of a gun.
Yeah. But dude, I wanted to bring this up. It's kind of a little bit of a shout out for another podcast, but I think from what I remember, you were for a little bit of time listening to Wet Jeans, correct?
Like 2 seconds, yeah.
Okay.
I
so
listened to some of them. It's still very funny, but
Yeah.
I didn't really
Well, so it doesn't
to
exist anymore.
Yeah.
So they had a few other shows. That guy, Rob Gucci, had a few other shows. Then he had his most recent show, and I don't know if they got into like some legal trouble or whatever. They had to change the name of it. So it's rebranded now. They just kind of relaunched it. It's called Home by 3. Dude, so fucking funny.
Terrific. That's
Very
a good
funny.
rec. That's a good recommendation for the folks at home.
Yeah. Yeah, and well, I was wrecking it for you.
Still.
But dude, it's so funny. I don't even remember, like, I can't. You know how he talks? Like, he just fires off these one-liners, and they just get into these stupid rants. The guy that he does it with now, it's different than the guy from Wet Jeans. But yeah, just damn funny. They did this whole thing where he was talking about like e-cigarettes, vapes, and like how they're just getting out of control. Like, you see people with these vapes now, and they have like full like touchscreens. And he was saying, like, next thing you know, like, you're gonna watch your kid like get up and take a hit of his like TV, like, and it's just, you know what I mean. And but it was just they're very funny. Give them a listen.
Listen to that. Watch Deadwood. New trailer for the new Timmy Chalamet movie dropped.
What's coming out?
Fuck, what's it called again, Emily? Marty Supreme.
Marty Supreme.
Not sure exactly what it's about. I know it's a guy who plays ping pong, but I think he does some other stuff too.
This seems like a Meta-Ian situation.
No, Matthew, it's gonna be good. Watch the trailer. It's gonna be good. Meta-Ian. Eat my butt, Meta-Ian. That's when that show got brutal.
Timmy Shal is kind of.
He's way better at navigating
Than Vince was.
But
he kind of is. Well, okay, I'm not. But
he's
like
a huge star.
I know.
That's the
and
one
like you look at his
similarity.
story.
That's
No,
the
and
one
his
similarity.
like story arc of like life. He's got it. He's living a Vince fantasy. He's doing it better than Vince. I'm not saying he's not doing it better than Vince.
He's doing it way
I'm
better
not
than
saying
Vince.
he's not doing it better than Vince. But he's kind of living a Vince
And he's a better
fantasy.
actor than Vince ever was.
Well, yeah, that's because
Vince was
in
great in Queens Boulevard, and then everything else, terrible.
What's the one that he directs in the movie where he's the DJ?
I don't remember.
Yeah, do I? But I think
That's
was
post-drugs Vince, I believe, right?
post-drugs Vince in real life or in the show?
In the show.
Vince was always smoking weed.
Yeah, but when he had that drug problem in like season 6 and 7.
I don't even remember that. And I've watched that show a lot of times.
It's when E joins that other management company, and there's Scott Kahn, who's one of the brothers in the Ocean's 11 movie, who's like the... All right.
You lost me.
Yeah, people know what I'm talking
Andy,
about.
I love you.
I love you too. Let's get out of here. Thanks, folks.